This is the terrifying story of Ethan Carter. In 2024, Ethan was a 24-year-old customer service representative living alone in Chicago, Illinois. Because of his night shifts, he often slept at unusual hours. One night, after returning home from work, he fell asleep in his apartment. At exactly 3:03 a.m., his phone started ringing. Half asleep, he reached for the phone and looked at the screen. The moment he saw the caller's name, his heart nearly stopped. The call was from Jake Miller, his best friend. But there was one problem. Jake had died in a car accident 5 years ago. Ethan stared at the screen in disbelief. "This has to be some kind of joke," he whispered. After a few moments, he answered the call. For several seconds, there was nothing except heavy breathing. Slow, deep, unnatural. Ethan felt a chill run down his spine. "Hello? Who is this?" he asked nervously. The breathing stopped. Then a faint voice spoke from the other side. "Ethan, don't you recognize me?" The voice sounded exactly like Jake. Ethan's hands began to shake. Terrified, he ended the call immediately. A second later, a text message appeared on his phone. It read, "Don't look outside the window." Ethan's heart started pounding. His apartment was on the second floor. Nobody could possibly be standing outside his window. He tried convincing himself that someone was playing a prank on him. Then, suddenly, tap, tap, tap. Someone was knocking on the glass. The sound came from the window beside his bed. Ethan froze. The knocking continued, slow, deliberate, as if someone was waiting for him to look. Then his phone rang again. The same number, the same name. Jake Miller. With trembling fingers, Ethan answered. A whisper came through the speaker. "I'm standing outside your window." Fear overwhelmed him. His breathing became rapid. Every instinct told him not to look. But curiosity was stronger. Slowly, he walked toward the window. His hands trembled as he grabbed the curtain. Then he pulled it aside, and what he saw made him scream. Standing outside the second-floor window was a figure. It looked exactly like Jake. Its face was covered in blood. Its skin was pale. Its eyes were completely white. And it was smiling. Ethan stumbled backward in horror. Then the voice on the phone spoke again. This time, it said something that shattered him completely. "The night I died, you were the one driving." Everything went silent, because it was true. 5 years ago, Ethan had been driving the car. Jake had died in the accident. Ethan survived, but he never told anyone the truth. Not the police, not Jake's family, no one. He had hidden the secret for 5 long years. Now it seemed that the past had finally come back for him. The next morning, neighbors noticed that Ethan's apartment door was open. When they entered, they found his phone lying on the floor. The last call was still active. The call duration showed 5 hours and 13 minutes. But the most terrifying part was discovered later. The number that had called Ethan belonged to Jake, and according to official records, that number had been permanently disconnected 5 years earlier. Some say Ethan simply disappeared. Others believe Jake came back to claim what was owed. But one thing is certain. If your phone ever rings at 3:03 a.m., think carefully before answering, because sometimes